guys, welcome to the homestead. So I am up in Ohio yet again and trying to do some repairs on a house, final repairs after the inspection, and we're heading towards closing. Fantastic. I'm trying to make some repairs on some junction boxes. There's some wires that need to be inside of a junction box, and there's a leak inside of a plumbing piece that I have to fix, and so I'm yet again off to Lowe's to find a part that I need. And you know, it's one thing to make videos about chickens and make videos about solar power and make videos about sheep and make videos about off-grid water and all the stuff that we do, things I know about. It's kind of hard to make videos about things you don't know about. And some of these repairs, listen, I'm pretty good with my hands. I can figure things out. I'm a pretty smart guy. But it's kind of hard to make videos about stuff where I have no clue what I'm doing. It's always trial and error. And so, like, you know, for the first year we were homesteading, we were basically in survival mode and trying to just piece together a living out on our homestead. I'm stuck in traffic. This is what happens when you're in the city. God forbid I ever go to the city again. I don't know how you people live out here. It's like, no wonder people go postal. Anyway, I just want to get back to the homestead. But you know, when you're homesteading, for the first year we homesteaded, we were like in survival mode, trying to figure things out. It was only after we were getting a hang of things before we got the idea, you know, maybe we could talk about what we've learned, you know, to other people. It's a green light there, buddy. Why are we stopping? Okay. Ugh, I'm telling you what. Oh, stop again. Some other car. I just can't wait to get back to the homestead. Anyway, it's one thing to talk about things you know about. It's another thing to talk about things you don't know about. And after we had some time to get our grip on some things that we had, like, you know, our well and just some off-grid living items in general, and canning and gardening and things like that, I felt more comfortable about talking to other people about them and sharing my experiences. But now, with doing some of these things that I've been doing lately, like tiling and getting this house ready for sale and fixing problems that came up with inspection, electrical issues, and things that, you know, I've never done before, but I know a little bit about, and I feel confident that I can do them myself. It's just hard for me to do videos on things I've never done videos on before, or I've never talked about before, or I've never contemplated fixing before. It's all trial and error. Does that make sense? And so I'm a little frustrated. I have not been able to do videos. I have not been able to put up new content on the site. But anyway, I'm going to Lowe's right now. I'm going to grab a couple parts, and I'm going to head back to the house, and I'll show you exactly what I'm doing. And then you all can laugh at me in the comments below. So, all right. So this old farmhouse was wired for electricity a long time ago, and it's got some electric wires running from here over to this garage building, this old garage building, and there's all kinds of things that are just wrong with all this electrical. None of it would really pass code, I think, if an inspector came out here, but they wanted a few things done. They wanted a junction box put up here, which I'm going to do, and then there was a junction box inside here up in this loft that did not have a cover on it, so I put a cover on it. Let me show you what I got here. So the inspector came through and found this junction box there, and it didn't have a cover on it, and it had some wiring issues, some wires that really weren't going anywhere. There's no electric coming to this place anyway, but if it ever did, to pass inspection, it needs to have a cover on the junction box. So anyway, I went ahead and got a cover, put it on the junction box, and called it good. And then I rewired a couple things in here to make it just look neater, because there were some wires running all kinds of which ways that were tied into that junction box that didn't have a cover on it. So I took those out, put the cover on, rewired it to make it safe, and then put the cover on, and it was good to go. This junction box was put in place because there were some wires coming out of the wall here that were used for a blower at one point, and they just said they wanted to put those into a junction box in the meantime, so that's what I did. So there's another junction box. Coming down into the basement, it's a 100-year-old basement, actually over 100 years old, and so it does have some water issues from the foundation, which was laid by hand. This rock stone foundation laid by hand. Anyway, there's a junction box down here that I need to go ahead and do some rewiring on and put a cover on that. And then over here, I'll show you what I did. I reworked another junction box down here with some wiring, but I still need a screw. I've only got one screw on this junction box here, so I'll put a screw in that junction box and it'll be covered up and good to go. This over here was the big project. Here's a picture of what it looked like before. It was this pipe, and the pipe was actually cracked, and when it was basically dripping and leaving huge mineral deposits on the joint there, and when it was under pressure, it was spraying water on that wall right there, and so you can see the mineral deposits on the wall. So when it was under pressure, it would spray the wall, and then when it wasn't under pressure, like when the pump wasn't working, it would just drip and drip and drip. And so there's what it looked like, and it was just covered in mineral deposits all over the place. So I basically ripped that out. I cut the line here. This is the PEX system that went to the rest of the house, and so I cut the line here, put in a joint there, and then ran the new PEX line all the way to where the water was coming into the well from the stone foundation, and then put a new PVC joint there, and then ran from PVC to PEX, and then ran it. So nice and tidy, no drips, no leaks like it used to be doing, and that got flagged in inspection, so that's been completely replaced, and it's good to go. You know, I kind of marvel at just all of the work it took to build these houses back in the day, and how they had to stack these rocks by hand to build their foundation. And I think people look at this today and they think, oh, you know, why would you have a house? I bet this house will stand here long after some of these other more modern houses are long gone. Just amazing to me, you know, the ingenuity and just the sheer willingness to, you know, carve out your own existence that people, you know, do. And so makes you wonder if they stuck anything behind these rocks when they built it. Who knows? There could be a cache of silver somewhere stuck in these rocks when they built it as a savings that people forgot about long ago. Who knows? Interesting. I really like to see things that people have built by hand. And so, anyway, there's crawl spaces throughout the basement where people have installed things and redone them over the years. The breaker box, I've had to work in there and make sure everything was labeled correctly. But anyway, yeah, pretty cool. One thing I noticed about this box after I looked at it a little bit closer is that there's no wires going to it. So the wires are all cut. So this box is not even live. It's got this wire here that goes around it that someone else was using. This is going to the water softener. But there's nothing electrical actually in this box. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean this up, cut this thing off, and go ahead and put a cover on it. And if someone wants to use it in the future for some reason, then they can, but it just looks a little bit more tidy. Okay, so up under this overhang, I have no way of figuring out if these things are hot enough. I don't have a multimeter with me, but I'll just be cautious anyway and go ahead and shut the electric off. Nothing in this building has any power. I can't turn anything on. I'm assuming this building, I mean, she told me that the building basically is turned off. There's no electric to this building, but just to be safe, I'll go ahead and shut the electric off. And then I'll basically take these nuts off and then go ahead and run these wires into the box, the junction box that I'm going to mount up here. And then I'll disconnect everything else anyway. But it'll give the people in the future, if they want to use that box or that wiring, the ability to do so. And that'll meet the requirements that the inspector laid out for us. I should put it up on the screen in text. Oh, always contact a professional before attempting to electrocute yourself. Oh. And boom, just like that, I'm back on the homestead in the garden. I have to go shut this thing off because it'll make noise the entire time. It's one of those motion sensors we have in the garden to keep deer and other critters out. Let's try try this again. I'm back on the homestead. Oh, finally back on the homestead. Here's some of my potato plants in the background growing right there. But I want you to look at this beautiful, amazing head of lettuce. Oh, it's just so good. I've got a bunch of these growing in my garden. I'm going to pick this out here soon, and I'm going to eat this in a nice, wonderful salad. Look at that. Oh, my goodness gracious. I love eating fresh produce from my garden, and this is the time of year where you can start doing that. You can start picking things, eating things. I got cucumbers coming up. Onions will be pulled soon. The potatoes are growing. I got a while to go on those still. The okra is popping up. Green beans, not doing so much. I don't know. I actually got these green beans from a certain company that likes to push vaccines. And people were complaining to me that they were done with that company anyway because a lot of their seeds weren't sprouting. And I had this, it was a new pack for 2022 of green beans, bush beans. And sure enough, I planted them twice so far, and only one plant has come up. So I guess what you guys were saying in the comments below before on that other video is true about their germination rates. Well, that's the last time I'll be planting stuff from that company. Anyway, I hope everyone else is doing good. I hope you enjoyed or enjoying your gardens this year. Food is looking insane. We are headed for some interesting times. So now's the time to be growing some food. So anyway, just keeping you updated on what's going on in the homestead. Got lots of interesting videos coming up for you soon. Be sure to check out our merchandise over at teespring.com. Links in the description below. Our Stupid Should Hurt shirt. Also, check out our Farm Fresh butt nuggets. Our butt nugget layers are laying lots of Farm Fresh butt nuggets these days. I had some for lunch today, in fact. So, all right, guys. See you next time in the homestead. Bye. Hey guys, I'm happy to introduce an American Homestead sponsor, Zervita Zeal. Now, first off, I only accept sponsors from products that I use and believe in. My family uses Zeal mainly because we want to ensure a healthy immune system. You see, it's made up of only whole food concentrates and includes no artificial colors, flavors, or preservatives. The included sweetener is all natural from fruit and the stevia leaf. It's gluten-free, it's vegan, and it's kosher. In 2018, my youngest son was involved in a bike accident that resulted in the surgical removal of his spleen, and that's an important part of his immune system. And because we live on a farm, you can guess that having a healthy immune system for our family is very important. Some of the included ingredients are beetroot, chicory root, turmeric, moringa, blueberries, cranberry, goji berry, milk thistle, ginseng, alfalfa, broccoli, and so much more. It's these natural ingredients that can easily be made into a powerful and tasty drink that my family can make and feel good about. So sign up and give it a try today. Every purchase you make goes to help the homestead so that we can continue to make great homesteading videos for you. Link is in the description below. Go ahead, give it a try. Hey guys, did you know you can become a patron of an American Homestead? They get access to private videos, and we send them gifts from the homestead that we make here on the homestead. And we also enter our patrons into special giveaways that are only available to them. And before you go, please check out these other great videos. Go ahead, click. I'll wait.